Welcome back, Bravehearts, to guess what? The last show of the year. So guess what? Do you want to know what the biggest show of the year is? It's you, and you better show up. You better show up for yourself, okay? Instead of having a happy new year, how about a happy new moment every moment? We're going to talk about that today, aren't we? Because why should we celebrate Happy New Year one day a year, one night a year for most people, and then a hangover? Why don't we celebrate from now on? Let's make a new thing, okay? Because everybody that made up the holidays for us, it's actually Holy Day, and you're not allowed to have a whole bunch of holy days. So then what we do with these holy days is we usually eat too much, drink too much, and sometimes we say too much. So here's the deal, okay? Let's declare Happy New Moment. And what if we had a happy new moment every moment? Boy, wouldn't we change our lives?
You're not
Would
wrong.
we change our lives?
Woohoo!
So listen, welcome to today's show. New Year's, new you, tips and strategies. And guess what? First, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying it because guess what? I really want to see your faces. I really want to hear your voices. And I don't care how much they challenge us, right?
Absolutely.
You can challenge us about anything because we know we're outrageous and we say things that you go, did he just say that? Is he like kidding? And just remember something, just because everybody's doing something doesn't make it right. Just because only one person's doing something doesn't make it wrong. It could be a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sure.
All right? So why don't you join us? Join us on our Zoom, okay? And if you haven't done that, download Zoom on your computer, download it on your phone, and then guess what? The ID number, can you put the ID number up there and have it run, okay? For everybody, 973-883-8751. 973-883-8751. And we're going to have it run on the bottom for a while. And then, if you don't mind, everyone, we'll actually have run on there. We've got a New Year's, New You sale happening. And it's actually starting 1 minute to midnight on New Year's Eve. And I'll talk about that later in the show so I don't look like a marketeer. All right, I want to get down to what you think about your year. What has your year been like? What would you like to see different this coming year? And just remember something. The only thing that could ever be different is you, okay? The world's never going to change for you. Your family's not going to change for you. Your friends aren't going to change for you. The only thing that can change is you. Why is it that people have different days? But meanwhile, they could be making the same amount of money. They could live in the same neighborhood. But why do they have different days? Because they have different programs, different thoughts, different beliefs. And guess what? We don't even know we're running them. So if this has been one heck of a good year or one hell of a year for you, it'll all depend on your beliefs. What do you think?
Absolutely. And I've done both in this year. I know I've had both. But I feel amazing and I've got absolutely no regrets. I love being here and it's the best thing I've ever done in my life. I am just ecstatic.
Have a good year.
So
I can't wait for more.
So what if we take a look at all our dramas and traumas and make them into celebrations? What if we just didn't do it on New Year's? What if we just didn't do it on Thanksgiving? What if we just didn't do it on our birthday? Okay, what if every day was our birthday because it was a new moment?
Yeah.
What if we did that? And what if we stood back for the first time in our life, and we minded our own business, which means that we really started observing our emotional, the way we react, the way we attack, okay, the way we process things, the way we put ourselves on the meat hook and then just jam it in real far and deep and then go, I got to suffer long enough and strong enough to get into heaven. Or I got to suffer long enough and strong enough because that's what my family does when somebody does what I just did. Well, look at it. If you're looking for somebody who's perfect, that's not me. If you're looking for a leader, that's not me. If you're looking for someone that is a little angel, that would not be me. Okay? When I was younger, I was called the devil child. And meanwhile, my father was a pastor. So there you go. So you might be going down the wrong road with me today. Maybe.
Just a little.
Just a little. But it's not the wrong road. It's just a different road, sweetheart. Okay? And just know that we love you no matter where you are, what beliefs you have. And I mean whatever beliefs you have. Whatever's going on in your life, just know that we get it. But you're perfect already. because you can't do better till you know better. And when you get to know yourself better, it's going to be the best.
It's
gonna be the
truly
best.
amazing.
Yeah. And I don't want to be talking. I want people to come on who have questions. So if you've got questions on Facebook or YouTube, we'll see them right here. If you've got questions on Zoom, then come live on Zoom. And if you don't want to show your face, you don't have to. But we'd love to hear people talk to us. Yesterday, the Zoom didn't work, right?
No, unfortunately.
Good help is hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Hey, Gad, how you doing, bud? Love you. Okay. Anyways, so you know what? The one thing about technology, it will test you. Hey, the one thing about relationships, they will test
hell.
you.
Yeah.
The one thing about your beliefs, wow.
Do they test you?
Yeah, do they ever?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyways, you were married for how long?
35 years.
And how'd that go?
Well, I thought it was really good for the first 33 years, and then when this stuff started happening a couple of years ago, it all seemed to just go out the window. So learned a big lesson, I guess. But
And you know what? It's not that he didn't love and she didn't love.
no,
The reality is, and some people said, I've had enough growth.
he did. He was happy in his little bubble where we were, and he loves it there. I loved it there, but I was bored, and you know, things happen for a reason.
And he wasn't the boring part
No,
because he
no,
was
no, no,
always
no.
him.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened?
Yep.
She got bored of who she was.
Yes.
So is it his fault
No.
that he's not beside her?
No.
No. Not his fault at all.
No.
He's still the same beautiful human being who said, guess what? You want to change, but I don't want to change.
That's right.
I fell in love with this girl. Who in the heck is this girl?
That's right. Yep.
Do you know what happens when people want to grow? Sometimes they got to go. And you know what? I didn't write the rules, but, you know, try to make things, you know, that don't magnetically attract stay together.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
No matter how much your heart desires it.
Exactly. And it doesn't, I still love him just as much as I always did. And always have. That doesn't change.
So here's the deal. Do you know what she just said? One of the most important things that I think that I learned in my life, and I observe people and I stop judging them, and I'm not going to make somebody wrong. You know, I did a emotional consultation for a couple this morning, a very beautiful couple, and just understand something. And when I mean this, I mean it in the best way. I mean, if they were willing to come on, I would actually do a show tomorrow with them, but it's their personal life. But I will tell you that I did 20 years of therapy in 1 hour. Tomorrow we're going to be meeting again for 1 hour, and I promise you that they will be on track and they will not want to give it up. And you know, this morning I did a one a day, like I usually do in our tent, right, in the Braveheart tent.
Yep.
And you know, people came on the one a day and said, "Oh, he's angry today." I wasn't angry today. Okay, the whole new year, new you. Somebody's got to crack open the coconut so you can just drink that sweet nectar called the authentic self.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm not. I mean, you know what? Like I told this couple this morning when I was doing the emotional counseling, I said, would you rather come to somebody that goes, so when did you first feel that you were drifting apart? And you know what he says? Oh my God, we went through years of that. Thousands and thousands of dollars. And in this 1 hour, I showed them they are not against each other. They have been against themselves, and that's been a reflection into their children and into their lives, and that they're both beautiful people, but they weren't given the strategies or the techniques, okay, to be able to process their emotions ever. It's like the person says, I used to be in great health. We used to have a great relationship. No, whatever beliefs you feed the most are going to become the most prominent beliefs, and they will eat you up or they will heal you up.
I tried to get my husband to do the couples connection, and originally he said yes, and then a couple of months later.
But he never meant it.
No, clearly, because when we actually watched the half-hour video that you did, straight after that, I looked at him and he said, nah, not doing it. He couldn't look at me for 10 minutes in my eyes. That broke my heart.
Now, do you want to know why? Okay. Because we all feel unworthy of love. And he also, his whole life, felt like he was an imposter. Now, is that his fault? No. Let me tell you something. The first 10 years that I was in the health business, I felt I was an imposter and somebody's going to catch me because I wasn't a medical doctor, because I didn't take 20 years of training. I didn't, you know what I mean? This whole elitist thing. And understand something, I am the furthest thing from being a fraud or a phony. Okay, find me a doctor that speaks like me. I'll put it out on the table and tell you my warts and my scars, and I'll tell you that because you're like me and I'm like you, and we need to come together and be true to each other.
Absolutely.
And he wasn't an imposter, but he still feels like an imposter. Tell me that you don't feel like an imposter in your body on some type of level with being a mother, a father, a lover, a professional of some sort. We're all made to feel unworthy, and you're not unworthy. Okay?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
No. Let's see what we got here. Can we take a look at... guys, today I don't want nutritional questions so much. I will go back and do them, and well, if you want, put them here. We're not gonna tell you what to do. Let's take a look at what we got. Hello team. Okay, good. We're just going through them. So
American mushrooms.
American flight. Okay, is suspending flights due to pilots having vaccine not approved by FDA? Yeah, flights are being suspended because pilots will not take the vaccine. When are the mushrooms going to be available? They just left Asia. They're going to come to United States. They are food, but I probably will have problems with the FDA because they're healing. And then we will get around that. And then they'll go to be, they've already been capsulated. So now they just have to be bottled and a label put on them. And once that happens, it takes 2 weeks once they hit and they've been bottled. So I'm looking at still a month. And you know what? It always takes longer than I say, but guess what? Everything is taking longer. I'm still waiting for my second container, and it's still in storage in Kelowna, and it was supposed to be here. Are you ready for this? 5 months ago. Okay, so global music. Curious, what's your thoughts on your glasses for someone with prosthetic eye? Oh, well, it's going to be great for the other eye. And a prosthetic eye is not a real eye. Okay? So what do I think? And understand something. You do not wear the Tesla glasses. You do not wear the Tesla glasses just for your eyes. 1 second here. You're wearing the Tesla glasses for your brain. Understand this, and you may not get this, and I get it, but eye disorders are caused because of a brain that's burning. So eyes don't see, the brain sees. Okay? So the brain sees, the brain feels, and all that blue light poisoning, and when the brain can't take the blue light, it will cause eye disorders from A to Z, because the more you have disorders of your eyes, the less you're going to look at the TV, your phone, your computer, the less you're going to go to the movies, okay, because you're going to be looking just at books and reading or doing nothing. It doesn't know how to talk to you and tell you you're not very intelligent looking at a blue light for more than 20 minutes a day. So more than 20 minutes a day will cause brain damage, which causes eye damage. And when you wear the Tesla glasses, you'll have no damage. And when you wear blue blockers, you're still going to have brain damage and eye damage. Did you get that? And I don't mind if anybody wants to get on here and challenge me with that. Okay?
And that's why Daryl's got a damaged brain, because he never wears his glasses. And that's why I don't have a damaged brain, because I always wear my glasses.
Well, here's the deal. I take C60, coconut oil C60, 4 to 6 times a day. So that overrides any of the inflammation I get from the blue light here. Yeah. And every time I put my glasses on, what do I get on Facebook? What do you think I get on Facebook? He's hiding something. Does he have a black eye? Okay. Is he sick? What's his problem?
I'm not hiding nothing.
Does he think he's a movie star? So I just got tired of it. Okay. So I'm not a movie star. Okay. I'm not hiding something. Okay. All right. So there you go. So, but that's how people are. Everybody's got to look for stuff, eh? Because we don't know how to mind our own business. And that business would be loving and caring and respecting, protecting yourself and going, yeah, I got this. I'm a beautiful creation of God and I'm going to bring it on. Okay, so let's see what else we got here.
So Global Music just replied.
What?
Global Music just replied and said he's going to, thanks for answering the question, he's going to order a pair for his dad.
Okay, but don't order them. Don't order them now. Don't order them now. Order them 1 minute to midnight on New Year's Eve, and you'll get a discount. Okay, all right.
So after you've partied hard, come home, get on your laptop, and order.
Yeah. Are you ready? After you partied hard. Okay. All right. I want to party hard with you.
Hard.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Teresa, how long will it take for the Tesla Glass and C60 to arrive in Ontario, Canada? Any major delays? Well, you know, you're lucky you're not in British Columbia because there's no highway still. That's why I don't have my container. And but that's not we're going to blame it on nature. No, we're not. Okay. So how long is it going to take to get to Ontario? No, it'll get there quick. Remember that the Canada shipping is in West Kelowna, British Columbia, and if you order today, they ship tomorrow. So depending on how many people are hit by the pandemic COVID, okay, that basically what I said, I'll translate that. It depends on how many people have really bad hangovers and they eat really bad food, and then they've poisoned their cells, and then viruses are just solvents. There's 300 different solvents in the human body, and they're called a virus, and they go in and break up the heavy metals and the chemicals that are mainly man-made, and when they get spewed out, then the person gets what we call the flu. When you have a cold, it's a bacterial problem. When you have a solvent problem, which is there's 300 different solvents in the body, and we call those viruses, and they're dead, and you can't pass them on to anyone. You only passed it on through yourself, through your mouth, and through your improper functioning of your emotions. How's that? And that's the God's truth, and I'm willing to go up against any scientist or any medical doctor or anybody else that tells me you can catch a virus, and that a virus is anything but waste product that is being broken down by a solvent so that you don't die.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Where can I find practitioners that are in South Ontario?
Well, are you ready for this? They're Southern Ontario. Well, I've got practitioners in Markham, Oakville, and Toronto. So if you want to call me, my number is 855-900-4544, which is the 800 number. My extension is 5. I will do that for you, and I will. You can call me and do that. Most people are so scared of me now because I'm angry all the time, so I'll probably be able to take your call. No, I'm kidding. Okay, let me see here. So I just want you to know it's called the Braveheart Roar, everyone. And you know, people that actually come here, and you get my morning one-a-days, they actually come here because they're actually wanting to change their life. Well, actually, they don't want to change their life. They want to love their life. Well, wait a minute. They don't want to love their life. They want to learn how to love themselves. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that could be it. Okay.
Okay, right. We have another question. I don't believe in the V. This is from Claudia. But I've been carrying the belief that I have Hep C virus. Can you talk about this?
Okay, well, Hep C virus, you could basically have a virus, but it depends on your diet, but not much. It mainly depends on your emotional system of your body. Now, I want you to understand something. I just told you what a virus is. And understand, and even if we talk about bacteria even, okay, so there's no such thing as the Hep C virus. There is an environment within the tissue cells that creates a specific type of infection due to emotions, toxic emotions. Hi, Lori. Everybody, come on over. This is my partner, Lori. You never see her. She's the one behind the scenes that makes everything possible and makes me look good, okay, while she's busting her butt, okay?
Hi, everyone.
All right, I love you. All right, okay, all right. So remember something, the type of virus a person has would be the type of environment that the cell is under or the condition it's under. Because you have to remember that the actual terrain is everything and the bug is nothing. Now, you could get taken down by having so many solvents in your body, but you're not being taken down by the solvents or the vaccine. You're being taken down by the infection. What if you believed that you couldn't get rid of Hep C? Would you get rid of it? You might get rid of it for a while, but it'll come back. What if you believed that somebody didn't love you? Would you believe it? Even if they tried to love you and you really believed they didn't love you, you'd think that they were pretending, wouldn't you? I'm trying to tell you that you have to understand your imagination is everything. You could actually imagine enough that you could get rid of cancer if you bought into the belief of it. You know, imagination is image. So if I have an image that I'm a healthy person and I do it long enough and strong enough, it'll become a prominent, dominant belief in my subconscious, because you can't have any type of disease or illness unless unconsciously that was programmed into you. So you could be running it without knowing you're running it. So if I knew I was running a program and it was a healthy program, could I override an unhealthy program? Are you like out of your skull? I hope you are, because you need to get out of your skull that dysfunctional program. And I'm telling you right now, you will never hear of me having cancer. You will never hear of me having a disease in your life. I won't put up with it. Okay, I was created by God Almighty and I'm going to act like it. Okay, all right? But it takes massive
personal action. And I went from total opposite, where I was so sick and had so many autoimmune disorders and all that stuff, and now look at me. Feel amazing.
Oh, she's not just amazing. So anyways, you've taken the course how many times?
Twice.
And then she says to me, well, I said to her, are you going to take the course in January? And she said, I don't know. And then she was kind of saying it in a way, and I felt like she was wanting me to give her the answer. And I said, well, I'd prefer that you took it in January, because then she becomes a master trainer, which means then if she helps us actually teach 2 classes, then she can go around the world and help to teach this. And she gets the keys to the castle. So now I said, I'd rather you did it in January, because January we're going to go do the Greater Reset in Morelia. That's where it's held, about 4 hours from here. And that's only going to be like for about 3 days. And we'll be showing our thing, what we do, our non-surgical. And I'll probably take the cell sonic and show that you can actually, the cell sonic, because everything is electrical energy. And I know you don't believe me, but I'm going to take my thermography there. We'll get somebody that has cancer. We'll do a thermography on them, and it'll show where the cancer is and everything else. Our thermography is more powerful than any x-ray you could do, with no side effects. And then what we'll do is we'll do the cell sonic, and then we'll do the thermography 24 hours later. And I will do this 100 times when I get my studio set up, which is almost set up. And we'll show you that the cancer's gone. That's not our fault. It's not our fault that it's gone, because everything is electrical energy. Yep. So if you think you can override the belief that you can cure cancer after you've been told that cancer is a death sentence, good luck. Now, what if we were to put 25,000 volts into you, okay, and it comes in as a love harmonic? Guess what? Even if you think you're going to die, we're going to show you we changed it. Now, could you change it back by believing that you deserve to die? Okay, or that cancer is a death sentence? Absolutely. You're more powerful than any 25,000 volt machine. But the reality is, if you're willing to just say, I do want to live. I don't want to just live. I want to thrive. Yeah. I don't want to be a cancer survivor. I want to be a being thriver. And guess what? Why do you think you got cancer 3 times? Oh, I'm a cancer survivor. Oh, how many times? 3 times. Oh, you go, girl. Are you like out of your skull? Okay, you can cut the tumor out, but why didn't you cut out the belief? You know what? This is called a suffer program. Look at me. I can get cancer 3 times and I'm still able to talk about it. That's nothing to brag about. No, that's the same as the guy who comes back from war, okay, that has PTSD that they call it, but it's really shell shock, and he goes around telling everybody how brave he was. Meanwhile, he was crapping his pants and wondered why he was over there killing people. Seriously. Exactly. Are we like... Okay, Daryl, calm down.
Okay, what do you suggest for spike protein transference from jab people? I tend to get headaches when I get home from a visit.
You tend to get headaches because you're visiting a spike protein person. That's why you get the headache. If I didn't tell you I had spike protein if I didn't tell you I had the vaccination, okay, we could probably dance all night and you'd go home with no headache. Maybe because of hangover because you had fun with me. Okay? So the reality is here, I'm not telling you that it's not real. I'm telling you that we are bigger than spike protein. Do you actually think that which created the universe would create a game that we couldn't win? We can win this game, but you can't win when you buy into them. Remember when they said, what was it? What tea was it? What tea again? If you drink this tea, what was it? Come on, it was all over everybody was, oh my God.
Oh.
And it was
Yes,
Dr.
I heard about
it was
it.
Dr. Judy Mikovits, and they used a website, and they said that if you buy, I think it was it not stinging nettle, it was something.
Something like
it was
that.
something
I remember
tea,
that now.
and
Yep.
everybody was buying this tea, and Judy never said it. She's a friend of mine, and she says, "Oh my God, now everybody's buying this tea, thinking that they're going to cure themselves." So the reality is if you believe the tea was going to work, I guarantee you, people took the tea and said, "Oh, I feel better." The reality is that your imagination is the creation of everything. Hey, what if you, okay, people are scared to live and they're scared to die. Wow, what a place to be. There's a pickle to be in, eh? You know what? I'm not scared to live. Well, that's obvious.
No.
Look at my mouth. The reality is the day that you start speaking up for yourself, let everybody know that you're going to honor, respect yourself, and let them know. Let me tell you something. These so-called authoritarians, they're gutless. Hey,
Definitely.
do you want to tell me that they're not gutless? Who in the heck poisons someone? Only someone that's weaker. Only someone that's weaker will go and poison other people because they don't have the strength we do. They've got to undermine us on TV, on the radio, in the media. They've got to undermine us in our showers, poison our showers, our drinking water, our foods, new and improved. They got to undermine us by telling us that the medical system actually is a healthcare system. Okay? So I'm just going to tell you this much. They are the weak ones. We are the strong ones when we come together. And you know what? All you had to do is say no.
That's it.
No. And you need to say no to your family and your friends. Practice there. Practice saying no to your family and friends, and then watch how you can say no to a policeman.
Yes.
How you can say no to a government agent. Okay? You can say no to all of them because they're just rules. These are not laws. Anything that comes against you, okay, or comes at you that doesn't feel right, smell right, you just say no to it and they won't know what to do.
And interestingly, I had known all about that. I knew that it was not law, that I had rights, all that. So I got it all together before I left Australia and took it with me in print form, of course, so that I wouldn't blunder when someone confronted me because, you know, that sort of frightens you a bit. But that's all it is. They just want you to fear. They just want fear in you. But if you know your rights, they can't do anything. My husband didn't even want me to bring it up. If he was ever anywhere with me, he said, just, I don't want any part of it. Just don't, you know, I'd just rather do what I'm told. I couldn't believe it. That was the man that I thought was supposed to be the man. So.
Well, and then she looked down and she saw that she was the one that had the family jewels. No, I'm kidding. So here's the deal. I just want to say this. All of you that were scared to speak, we love you anyway.
Yes.
But find your voice for yourself. Because that's what empowers the bullies. Remember the bully in the yard at school? Okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right? He was always after that person. Okay, that same person. And everybody else quivered. Yeah.
And I used to get picked on at school too. And the one day that I stood up for myself a couple of years later, and she left me alone after that. Go figure.
Yeah.
Grow some courage.
Or some jewels.
Yeah, wow.
Okay. All right. I love sparkly things. Okay, so anyways, Kim, do you have any practitioners in Saskatchewan? Yes, we do. And his name is John, and his wife is Irene, and I don't have it right here. And if you call me, I promise I will get it to you. Hello, Victoria. Hello from Northern Ontario. How do I get some C60? Well, what you do is you go on docofdetox.com. Oh, no, you go on Strawberry.
It is docofdetox.com.
It's store dot.
Oh, store first. Sorry.
Store dot.
Yeah.
Store dot docofdetox.com, and then you can order it. And I'll tell you, you maybe don't want to do this, but you know, we decided to do a different sale. So if you buy one, okay, you get the second one for 40% off. All right. So that starts 1 minute to midnight, because I don't want anybody saying, oh, well, he was on the show and he didn't even tell me. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to play games with you ever. And we're not doing it to play games with anyone, okay?
What are your thoughts on D3 with K2 vitamins for moving calcium to the bones for arterial health?
It's not true. It doesn't move them to the bones. It helps to slow down, and maybe it might even stop the damage. But the only thing, ionic calcium, if you go to my library and you look up the ionic calcium guide, you'll see it's true science. That'll put all the calcium back into the bones. I don't care if you're 88 years old.
Yep.
I do care if you're 88, but if you're 88 years old and your bones are like Swiss cheese, if you did Merigen 3 to 4 times a day for 6 months to a year, depending on how much you stress yourself out, and your diet, 6 months to a year, you'll have the bone structure of a 30-year-old. You heard what I just said, and that's the truth. The reality is it's calcium ions that get calcium back into the bones. It's not vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is a hormonal, okay? It's a hormonal powerhouse, and it's an immune builder. So there's no two ways about it. Can I say something about that? During the when there's no sun, which is most now for everybody, when the not us, no, we get lots. But the reality is if you're not getting the sun, well, you should do it. You should do vitamin D all year round, unless you live with us in Mexico, because we are your sunshine. I do mean that. We are your sunshine. We are our sunshine. You know, we talk like, we act like. Okay, so call it, some people would call it hippies or flakes or weirdos, but I'm all of that.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. So anyways, but this is the deal. If it was me and I lived in Kelowna still, I'd take 15,000 IUs of vitamin D minimum every day, and I'd take a K with it. If I went out last night, and let's say it was New Year's, and I partied a little hard and I felt a little under the weather, I would take 50,000 IUs in the morning, and I'd take 50,000 IUs at night until I felt like I was back to myself, and I would kick butt. I would do 1K with both of those, and I would be A-okay. And if you come down with just a flu or the cold, and you do the 50,000 in the morning, 50,000 at night, with the vitamin D in the morning and the vitamin D at night, and then there's people on here with the K in the morning, 50,000 D in the morning, 50,000 D at night, and the K in the morning and the K at night. Now there's people on here going, is he crazy? I'm going to be vitamin D poisoned. Yeah, okay. So here's the deal. Where do you get all your health information from? Okay, I'm done talking.
It's hilarious. I'm going to put your water right there.
Mm-hmm. All right.
My retina doctor always wants to put a shot in my eyes, and also one laser treatment. It all started when I had cataract surgery.
Yeah, well, it will, because there's no such thing as having a surgery without having scar tissue. So you actually have scar tissue in your eye. Now, I can tell you that if you did the Bright Eyes nanofalvic drops, I don't want to keep pulling the products out, guys. You know, we actually are building a product studio, and we're going to do a product show so that people feel like I'm trying to market them products. They can just switch me off, and people that really want to learn about products and then challenge me about them can watch the show, and that's starting in the new year. And I'll tell you why I'm doing it. No, it's not because sales are down. I want you to know that my sales have gone up 100% every month for the last 6 months. So you do the math, okay? The reality is we have so many people out there that are taking our products, and I need them to be masters of it. I don't want them to waste their money because more is not better. No. And I'm going to get on that product show, and I'm going to tell people what to do before I tell them what product to take, because there's so much they could be doing, because there's loving in the oven, there's health in the kitchen, and and also that landmine, which is your mind. We want to work with that, and then we will talk about products, but it's not about the products, but it's about your health. Where was I? What was I talking about? I don't know. Let me see.
Oh, you mean?
Oh, well, was it the cataract?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to use Bright Eyes Nano Fulvic eye drops. Are the only I have the only fulvic in the world that you can put in your eyes. You get that? Okay, so it's that small, and my fulvic will hold 60 times its weight in toxicity. You understand that? And it'll also deliver 60 to 70 micronutrients into your eyes. Okay, so that's where I would start if I had any problem with my eyes. And then I would also, you can use our silver bullet solution. It comes in a spray bottle, okay? And you can actually spray that in your eyes, and that disinfects. And it's nano, so don't worry about anything. You can't hurt yourself with it, okay? Your eyes might burn or tingle a little bit. That's because the infection is leaving. You gotta remember, everything that we have does not kill anything. It creates an environment so negative things can't live there. Because the terrain is, if you can change the tissue, then you change what lives there. Just think. That's why what happens is when you change, sometimes you have to change partners. Sometimes you have to leave your partner. Because now when the invisible changes, then the physical has to change. Who you live with, the environment you live with. In. I hope you're getting this. And you don't always have to leave people, and that's not what I'm talking about.
You can change your lifestyle, your diet especially. That's the big one.
Well, no, your mind is always the big one, but the diet is easier to see things happen quicker because it takes you 10,000 times to repeat something to change a negative, prominent, dominant belief in the mind.
And because we've been taught in the mind to eat all this rubbish instead of all the good stuff, instead of the perfect day, people come and do a perfect day consultation and learn how you can be healthy forever.
And we are talking about forever, as long as you're in that physical body until you decide to go play a new game. Yep. So, but just remember this, okay? Let's go back to the eye thing. So you also can use what's called infinite iodine. Infinite iodine is the only true iodine, non-toxic iodine in the world, and we sell it. And there is no other iodine. Lugos is not non-toxic. You can also get in trouble with it. And the same with Nacean iodine. Go do your homework, and then you can challenge me when I do my product show if you'd like. You can put that in your ears, you can put it in your vagina, you can put it in your mouth, and you can put it in any other orifice that you really want, okay? The reality is, iodine is a great disinfector, and this is not nano. This is 10,000 times smaller than nano, so it will cross the blood-brain barrier, go into your cells, into the mitochondria. It does all the stuff it needs to do. Now, you can take all of these things except for the iodine. You can take the Bright Eyes fulvic nano drops, and you can take the silver, get an eye cup, and then put a little pool, and then close the other eye, and then blink with this one, and allow the liquid to go in the back of the eye. If you've got a cataract or you've got damage in the eye up front, you've got more damage in the back. Did you get what I said? Okay, so you want to go there, and then if you really want to spend some money, the Bioptron light is on sale still. I think it's like $2,800, and if I'm wrong by $50 or $100, okay? Because I'm not the big guy here on that one. But the Bioptron light is a full spectrum light, and it'll help to heal your eyes. That's right, by looking into it. But you can shine that on anywhere in your body. But just remember something. Getting rid of an inflamed mind, which means you got to get rid of the thoughts that you've been trained that you're unworthy, okay? And that the world is a terrible place to live, is going to tear you down. So the more negative thoughts you have, the more you inflame your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, the more you inflame your brain, wherever you have damage in your body, you'll create more damage there. Okay, so find your weak link and get rid of it. Work on it. Okay? All right.
You actually have a crystal inside your brain that needs cleansing.
Absolutely. You're so right, Karen. And can I say something else? Hair is crystalline, and they're crystalline tubes. Our hair actually picks up frequency. Our hair is mainly made out of silica, and hair is very important. They're the antennas for picking up information, and sometimes the information is not true. So sometimes when you pick up information, you'll have a thought and you go, oh my gosh, that's a terrible thought. I just thought I'd like to stab her. No, but it wasn't your thought. You know, I'm just kidding. I'm exaggerating things so that you get things. Or if you think something bad about yourself, or why did I think that? Don't worry about it. Your brain's like a river. People throw stuff into it and you watch it float by. If you don't like it, it looks like a turd, smells like a turd, let it go. Let it float. Okay? And then, oh my God, there's a beautiful little flower. Go and pick it. And then admire it. And then hold it. And then become it. So just understand, your brain is just like a river. Sometimes it becomes like a sewer. Okay, then it becomes like a cesspool, and then, oh my gosh, things grow.
It really is amazing when you change your mindset, because, you know, at one point you get so depressed about all the crap that you were looking at, and then you go outside and you go for a walk and you look at all the plants and the trees and you touch things and you walk on the grass in your bare feet and connect with the earth. It just completely wipes all that away.
Hey, listen.
It's very powerful.
If you want to help yourself, help someone else.
Yep. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I just want to help others.
The story started this way. So she was trying to think, well, should I do the January course or the February course, right? And I said, well, I want you to take the January course because I need you in February, because we're going to be in Acapulco at Acapulco, and we're going to be there for 8 days. And we are the highlight clinic. And we're going to be there doing Cellsonic. We're going to be doing Wolf Non-Surgical. We're taking all our energy medicine. Exciting. And we're going to prove to people that when they told that they need surgery, that they don't have to go. We're going to prove to people that they don't have to limp. They can get rid of the cane, that they can actually, you know, comb their hair and wipe their bum without being in pain. Okay, they can lift their shoulder up right after a treatment, get rid of carpal tunnel syndrome, that they actually didn't shrink. It was the discs in between their vertebrae that got dehydrated, and we'll give them back the same height they had when they were younger. So the reality is we've been told many things. How about the women that have had cesareans? We're going to go in and untie those 2 to 3 inch adhesions that are wrapped around their intestines, their ovaries. Hey, listen.
I did a lady the other day who'd had a cesarean. She had a massive scar. She'd already had some work done, but she couldn't believe it. Like after I'd finished, we noticed a massive part had dissipated as well. It's phenomenal stuff. Within minutes, you get amazing positive.
Pulling the scar tissue fibers apart. As soon as the light and the oxygen, the nutrition, and the blood flow comes back,
yep,
you're back.
Phenomenal.
You've now
stuff.
got connective tissue.
Yep.
See, the reason why you have pain anywhere in the body is because of a block. The pain is actually your energy, which is your spirit energy, your blood flow, your lymph flow, and it's banging up against the block, and that's the pain you're feeling. When you get rid of the block, now you've got flow, you've got no pain. Now, we look at pain as a enemy. That's how we're taught by the medical system and by our friends, family, and everybody else, right? We all want to kill pain. Did you ever notice the more that we go to a doctor to kill the pain, the more pain we're in until we have no feeling?
You're not wrong.
And when you have no feeling, then you are no longer a human being. Welcome, because it is called emotion, energy and motion. And they have learned from the beginning of time, way before Jesus, that they could actually take our emotions, flip them upside down and inside out, and destroy our lives. Isn't that cool?
Yep. And the last medical doctor that I saw before I left, when I got into being bedridden a few years ago, said to me, no, we're just going to have to put you in a bed for the rest of your life and you can watch Netflix and be on painkillers. That was his answer to me and all the other doctors and specialists I'd been to, because I had no idea what was going on. Yet look at me now. Proof is in the pudding.
It is. Simmons, hey doc, I'm not wealthy and was using what I have. How do you feel about LED blue light greenhouse light to heal? I don't know. Go ahead and try it, and if it works, all the better and all the power to you. Where else here? Renewal travel passports for Canadians need their vaccine proof. How will people unvaxxed now renew their travel passports? Are there loopholes, Daryl? Well, we're working on getting planes to fly people out of Canada directly down to Mexico. And we're also, you have to understand something. We all knew it was coming. And when I say this, please do not get upset with me. The Jews knew it was coming and they didn't get out. There's a lot of people right now calling me, I wish I would have left. I wish I would have got out. It's only going to get worse. I mean, we've got the next 3 years are going to be really going to be testing you. Are you going to mind your own business? Are you going to stand up for yourself? Do not go out and look for trouble, okay? Because you'll find it right now, all right? Don't go out and fight, okay? Learn how to love, honor, respect, and protect yourself, and prepare for them to take away anything they can take away that they have control on. The heat, the hydro, the food, that's what they're after. They're okay. So you know what? They took away the job. Okay, now they're going to take away the food. And they'll take away the actual heat if you're living in a cold place. Okay, so understand something. They could take away anything they want, but they can't do anything to us in Mexico. It's too easy to get food. It's too easy to get the water. We've got the sun. I mean, what are they going to do? Oh, they can't fry us out. I mean, you know, but they can freeze you out in the wintertime. So make sure that you're looking after yourself, everyone, please. No, go back. I want to read that. Tina, cancer is just an rising spot in my
lymph.
We can heal. Well, no. See, cancer, I'll tell you what cancer is. Cancer is lack of oxygen and blocks. What is a tumor? A tumor is a block. What is cancer in the bloodstream? It's a block. It's a thickening of the blood. It's acidity. It's lack of oxygen. That's why Dr. Otto Warburg got the Nobel Prize twice for discovering that cancer was caused because of lack of oxygen. So, you know, the more you want to live, the more you'll breathe, right? Okay, and understand everything is about flow. Remember what I told you? Don't make that beautiful river into a cesspool. All right, so we've got to have flow. You've got to have circulation. The better the circulation, the more that you're going to heal. Okay, and remember something. When there's no circulation, there's no information or communication or enough light getting to the cells. And so when that doesn't happen, the mitochondria become damaged, and now you're not making enough ATP to give yourself energy. So that's why people, when they get sick, they don't have enough energy to heal. But guess what? With the Cellsonic, with the Bioptron, with the Avicin, and with changing your mind, I think I'll change my mind. Mm-hmm. Whoa, really? You should. Because guess what? It's worth thriving, not just living, not just existing. And you are beautiful and you deserve everything. And they told you you could have it, but they gave you manuals that you'll never have it. It's like what we've done to women. Told them to look after their men and their children, and then given them a manual that is totally broken. Okay, so then they're always feeling like I'm a failure to my children, my husband, myself. I'm supposed to be a caregiver, a caretaker, and I can't take care of myself. It's not your fault, but that's over. Yep. It's over. And I'll tell you that right now, it's not going to continue. We are going to create an army of practitioners all over the world that tell you that you are your world. Okay?
Exactly.
All right.
What is the cure for dandruff? I tried everything.
Yeah, it's your intestines. You're flaking off in your intestines because of inflammation and dehydration, so you're flaking off on your head. So watch what happens when you start eating right, and you never tried everything. You tried everything that they told you that's available. And I'm telling you, it's your intestines. Okay? Remember something. There are no skin problems unless there are what? Colon problems. Your skin is the mirror of your large intestine. Believe it or don't believe it, but it's the truth. You won't have eczema, psoriasis, skin cancer unless you have bowel problems. And no, that's not true. I went out in the sun. I inherited this. No, you didn't. You inherited the ways of eating from your mother, the ways of thinking from your mother. It's not genetics, it's epigenetic. That's already been proven. Okay, I tried to call you 30 times, Daryl. There's a little bit of a problem here. 30 times, wow. So anyway, so this show will be over at about another half an hour, so by 1:30, no later, if you want to call me. But you know what? If you call the 800 number, I'm sure there's other people that will answer you. And understand this, I pretty well get back to 99.9% of everybody, so that's that. Nell, if you would have left a message on here, I would have called you. So you know what? I know. Stuff happens. I didn't say you're not telling the truth, but so am I. So let's just make sure that that our energy aligns and you get your call.
That's right.
Okay?
And there's many other practitioners who can help you.
That's right.
We do a wonderful job. We've been taught by the best.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but I'm doing my best.
Yes.
Marcy, do you add your iodine in water and drink it? No, you spray it right to the back of your throat. 5 sprays. Let me see.
It's right next to you there in the box.
Yeah, it comes in this box here. It's called Infinite Iodine. It's the only non-toxic iodine on the planet. And like I said, it'll be on sale. So there it is. There's the Infinite Iodine. You've got iodide. The Infinite Iodine will disinfect and get rid of infection, and then what's left over goes to your thyroid. So if you don't have a thyroid problem, this is enough for anyone. If you have a thyroid problem, you would go with Infinite Iodide that we have, because you'd want your thyroid to get it. If you have a hyperactive thyroid, you would just start off with maybe 1 spray of the Infinite Iodide, and then you could do maybe, a couple of sprays of the Infinite Iodine 2 or 3 times a day. And you understand something, you will never have a hyperthyroid problem unless you're hyper already. So you are what you are. You're hyperactive. You are an overthinker, an overstressor. You create anxiety for yourself. What do you think adrenal burnout is? Adrenal burnout is you triggering the flight, fright response, that there's a tiger chasing you, but it's just a paper tiger, because you're doing it throughout the day so often that you're pumping adrenaline and cortisol into your body, and that's why you're killing yourself. So there's no such thing as low adrenals, but there is such thing as having anxiety and stressing oneself out and pushing the adrenaline button. It's like this. It's like Pavlov's dog, right? Okay? So he'll go in through the maze, ding the bell, and he gets a nibble. He gets a kibble. So then how many times would he do it? He'll keep doing it. So instead of you dumping the dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, you're dumping hack, which is a histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, because you're getting off on stressing yourself out. But while you're doing that, you're doing it to everybody else around you. So understand why people aren't answering your phone calls, okay?
And then there was, Karen says, I was doing 5 sprays of iodine from your store, and my daughter was worried it would give me too much metal, but I know I felt better taking it. Yeah,
well, your daughter is talking about Nacean iodine and Lugos. There's no heavy metals in our iodine. So she's, I think what's really amazing is medical doctors aren't doctors. Okay, and your daughter has got her information, okay, from the general public, and the general public actually has an autoimmune disease, because 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. And guess what? A lot of people have 2 or 3 diseases, but they don't even think they're sick because so many people have an autoimmune problem unless they're in the hospital. So what do people know about health? Absolutely not much. And it's not their fault. And we're going to try to change that. Okay? All right. And your daughter was trying to help you, and she's fearful. And don't tell me she's not. You've got a fearful daughter. And no, she was just trying to help. No, she's running a fear program. Anytime that anybody's running a fear program can find something to be fearful about, they're going to feed their program.
That's it.
So we all have programs. Do you have programs that are empowering you or disempowering? You figure that one out.
Anne says, how do back injections cause cancer? Friend has been getting these injections for pain in her spine, now has cancer, and
okay.
The C.
First of all, the injections in the spine are to bring down inflammation or pain. So when you do that, you're telling the cells to shut up. But every time that the needle goes in, do you think you're creating any inflammation? Yes, so you're causing scar tissue formation. For every little bit of scar tissue, and she wouldn't have had, she wouldn't have had any pain or inflammation if she didn't already have scar tissue in her spine or in her back. Now, you ready for this? You get your friend to come to Romana or one of my Wolf non-surgical people, and we'll do one treatment, and she'll say, wow, 80% of my pain is gone. Then we might have to do 2, no more than 3, and we took care of it. Because guess what? What happens when you have, this would be normal tissue, the energy flow, the blood flow, the oxygen, the nutrition, going in between the fibers and feeding everything, the toxins being carried away. What if they got stuck together because of inflammation? That's what it does. And then what if we had so much inflammation that it started to dehydrate it, and then it made it like beef jerky? Now she's got all this pain because it's like beef jerky, and now she's getting injections that are even making it worse. I already told you that if you've got a block, you're blocking what? A physical block blocks what? Oxygen and nutrition. Your cells go, I can only live without oxygen, 35% deficit for no more than 3 days, and I become cancerous. Go figure. Get rid of every bit of scar tissue in your body by looking at doing a perfect day consult. I'm telling you right now. So I was talking to a gentleman this morning who came into my office, and he said, what do you think I need? I said, to be honest with you, you're going to need 20 to 25 hours of treatment. And he goes, well, what's that going to cost me? And I said, well, it's going to cost you about $3,000 minimum. And you're going to have the flexibility and never have any pain in any joints, any muscles, anywhere in your body. Where do I pay? I said, that's it. And remember something, I give you a money-back guarantee on your first treatment that if it doesn't outweigh all the other treatments you've ever got, it's free.
And to put that in another scale, I have had so many treatments and spent a fortune on massages and all the different types of so-called treatments over the past 30 years, and never got any better. I just got worse and worse and worse. And now I've been doing the perfect day for a couple of years now, and I spent probably 5 in total, 5 to 10 in total, and I'm pain-free. I've not been pain-free all my life, so I've spent an absolute fortune for nothing. You can't compare the two.
Well, no, not for nothing. It did help turn the burner down.
Yeah, for a week.
You know,
and then
that's
I'd have
why.
to go back and do it
That's
again.
why if you didn't do that, you'd want to die.
Oh yeah.
Or you'd be so drugged out that you would have no sex drive, no appetite, and you would just be, headed down the vegetable lane.
Yeah. I didn't do the drugs because I wasn't that type of person. I knew they were bad for me. So I would do all the physical therapies like massages and chiropractor and all that sort of thing.
You had some love for yourself.
Acupuncture and everything. Yes, I did have some, yes.
Can I use the clapper on tennis elbow? Absolutely. I would clap yourself well. And if you haven't seen my clapper, people, go to equipment. They'll be on sale as well. And go into my library and take a look at Clapping for Health, Clapping for Life manual. I've got 4 different clapping videos. And how would you like to clap away the blocks? How would you like to clap away the stiffness? Listen, unless you're going to take massive personal action in the environment that we live today, you might as well kiss your butt goodbye. Okay, one piece at a time, because you're being sold off one piece at a time. Because you got to understand, there's human beings and then there's the other guys. And the other guys get off on hurting us. You haven't seen that yet? You haven't seen how they programmed us to actually say to each other, I'm just doing my job. This is the best I know, even though you're in pain and suffering. Okay? All right? Karen, what's the benefits of ionic calcium? Well, there are about 10 videos in the ionic calcium guide in my library. What are the benefits? Okay, first of all, let me just tell you what calcium ions do. For one thing, there's only one product in the world that's calcium ion product, and that's ours. And you can say, I don't believe them. That's okay. Take me to task. Now, calcium ions, they do 120,000 hormonal and chemical processes every second of your life until you hit the age of 30. Then they start going down because a human growth hormone, you actually are not able to make the calcium ions to break the bone and to send it out into the body and then to grab the bone and send it back. So you keep taking the bone, but it's not going back. It's being displaced as calcium deposits in your breast, gallstones in your liver, kidney stones in your kidney, arthritis in your joints. Okay, how are we doing? Calcium deposits in your eyeball. Okay, so they'll end up anywhere because the calcium goes there to buffer down the acidity. Why? Because it's the last chance to stop cancer. Because if there's not enough oxygen, it will take calcium from the bones at an excessive rate because it doesn't want you to have cancer. But cancer is just a way of the body saving itself. Would you rather die or get cancer? Cancer, the cell goes, I don't want to die, just like you don't. It doesn't want to die. So it says, I will become a cancer cell because I can live off the lactic acid that's created by the cell and by the sugar by this person who doesn't know how to do the perfect day is eating. So there's the story. What do calcium ions do? Oh my gosh, they decalcify the mitochondria, which make the ATP. And a human being needs to what? Make what? If you're 75 kilograms, which is about 175 pounds, you need to make 85 kilograms, which is almost 100 pounds of ATP a day to stay healthy. So if you're not making ATP, then you have no energy. And if you have no energy, well, what if you didn't have any energy? Well, that would be you're dead. And if you had only very little energy, that would mean you have a dis-ease. How am I doing? If you have a lot of energy, okay, and it's controlled energy, you're healthy. But then you have this energy, right, where you're just burning out your nervous system because you live in fear. That's a different energy. That's the person who goes and then they lay themselves in bed for a few days, suffering, the whole body aching and headaches, but they don't have a disease. The body's going, unless you start loving me and you start respecting me, I'm going to have to put you in bed every few weeks for a few days, because if you don't, we're going to have a stroke or a heart attack or cancer or all of it, and you're dead. So unless you want to learn how to do the perfect day from the minute you rise until you close your eyes, and this is not a sales pitch, but $150, and we're going to give you lifetime support.
Couldn't get better than that.
No. And we're also going to give you a 320-page manual called The Perfect Day, which is the best strategies guide in the world. And it is.
Without
and
a
you
doubt.
don't have to read it all. You just need to have your 1-hour consult, and we'll send you the audio. And then you've got people beautiful like Romana to be able to call you back, because I've already been told by Nell I won't do it.
Now, Adele.
Now, let me tell you, I know that you're on, and guess what? Let's have fun with each other. Let's start having a new relationship, okay? Where we kid around with each other, okay, Nell? But Nell, you'll know when the show's over. So then it'll be go 3, 2, 1. We got you. Okay. All right, sweetie.
Adele says, can I use iodine if my thyroid has been destroyed more than 30 years ago?
Well, it usually doesn't get totally destroyed if it was radiated. It's not totally dead. And I would still use iodine. It's a great disinfector. And our body needs iodine. Yes. And if you're on an iodine medication, you can always give us a call. But what I'm going to do in the new year is I'm going to bring on the inventor of infinite iodide, Terry Mullins. And then what we're going to do is we'll answer all these questions. You'll get the agenda. That's coming up. Actually, it's coming up next week. All right?
We already answered that question for Karen. We already answered that one about the metal poisoning. I had a lump removed from my neck and they cut through the nerve, and now my earlobe is numb and part of my cheek on my right side of my face. Also have had a C-section 27 years ago.
Anna, just so you know, I will do it for free, just for the fun of it. But I will work on where they did the surgery, and there's a 95% chance in the first treatment you'll have your feeling back. Remember, they might have nicked the nerve, but the nerves do grow back, so don't believe them when they say they don't. And understand, you don't have to believe this, but our cell sonic, if somebody got their spine cut, our cell sonic, by doing cell sonic treatments, will actually cause the nerves to grow back together. So if we were to do Wolf non-surgical and use our cell sonic, well, we do miracles here every day. You know that, right?
You're not wrong.
Every day. I could be on here just telling you stories. Just telling you stories of people that gave up, people that were told to go home. So, whatever. Okay, don't believe it, don't care. You can reverse the irreversible. Remember something. You're only going to get the answer that someone's capable of giving to you.
And remember, I was one of them. They'd given up on me.
How can I fix, this is Connie. How can I fix sciatic pain? I'm using DMSO Pain Away and a heating pad at the moment. Well, you really, Connie, if I could get you here, if you ever want to come here, I'm building another studio, and those people who want to come and they want to let me do a treatment live on here, I will do for free. I don't do treatments anymore. I'll do them for free if you want to do them live. Why? Well, because now we can prove, Connie, to other millions of people with sciatica that in one treatment we can reverse it. And here's the problem. You've got an SI joint. The SI joint has got calcium wrapped around it and scar tissue. I'll go in there and unwind that. And then right at the bottom of your buttocks where the sciatic nerve comes, you've got a knot. I'll untie it. And then tell me I'm wrong. Okay? Listen, this stuff's too easy for us. Understand something. Go ahead, try to massage. Okay, does anybody know that when I got out of school, the first thing I did was become the first thing I did was become a colon therapist. Then I became a registered massage therapist, and then right away I said this isn't working for me, and then I created my own therapy called Wolf Non-Surgical, which I've been doing since I was 25 years old, and then I got my doctorate in acupuncture, which I don't do anymore because it's all about scar tissue, it's all about displaced calcium, and it's all about crystallization. Okay, so yeah, keep using the DMSO. I would even clap the area, and you can also get yourself like a rubber ball and eventually move up into an Indian rubber ball, which is harder, and then try to see if you can roll it around that SI joint to try to loosen things up. But really, you got to get this. So this is how fibers are in the body, with whether it's a tendon, ligament, muscle. And what we do is we come across this way on a 45-degree angle, and that opens up the fibers to allow the blood flow in, and the scar tissue doesn't leave. It's the scar tissue turning back into beautiful connective tissue because it's the life force, okay? It's turning the lights back on in the fibers, and that's what we do. And then the crystallization, due to the increased circulation, melts. So those crystals in your neck, and then the calcium, a different story. You're gonna have to take a look at ionic calcium therapy for that, okay? If you totally wanna replace your bones.
That's right. I did a treatment the other day on someone for half an hour for the sciatica, and he said he couldn't believe it. He felt so much better after it, and he was never able to sit that long. Afterwards, he went back home and played the guitar for 3 hours. He said, I couldn't believe it. I haven't been able to do that forever. So it goes to show, in a few minutes, it can make a big difference.
So David says, what do I tell my customers when they come in with all these alleged syndromes? I tell them it's not a disease, but a symptom of infection, correct? Well, here's the deal, okay? First of all, what people come into you for is what? Not because of the disease, but because of the inflammation and the pain. That's it. David, we have what we call spot check. We just say to the patient, sit here. Doesn't matter where in the body, where the pain is. We do a 3-minute thing, no more than 5 minutes. And we go, how is it now? Oh my gosh, where is it? I don't feel it. Well, guess what? Just think if we did a whole therapy on you. That's it. Actions speak louder than words. And remember something, David. No offense to you, my friend. I can't get away with it either. I'd have to repeat something 10,000 times because I have to repeat my new idea more than they repeated the idea that diseases exist. Remember, there are no diseases. When I name something like frozen shoulder, it's just because it means there's a block in the shoulder.
That's it.
See, everything is a block. It's a physical block. But before it was a physical block, it was an emotional block. But then you're going to say, well, that can't be true. And I'll say yes. When you get your book from us, The Perfect Day, if you do a Perfect Day consultation, you'll get a manual called The Perfect Day Guide. And in there, you'll see what emotions are attached to different parts of the body. And then you tell me it's not true. Okay? So the reality is that before you were physical, you were invisible. So the invisible overrules the physical. So when you become a physical being, let's say, the psychological overrules the biological. So we want to change our thoughts if we want permanent healing. If you just want temporary healing, then you would come to us and you wouldn't change your diet and you wouldn't change anything here and you'd go home and do the same thing. Yeah. And then we would just take, $150 from you every time you come, and we'd be treating you, but we would be unsuccessfully training you when we should have trained you because you should be your own practitioner.
Exactly.
Okay. And this is why we tell people, like I did a consult on a lady this morning, and I said to her, well, she knows she's on the edge of a cliff emotionally. She's on the edge of a cliff. And I said, so you should take the whole life coach certification because at least 40 to 50% of the people there are not coming for any reason except to become the masters of their mind, their body, their whole life, and love themselves like they should. You know what she said to me? She owns her own business, very successful. I get 2 weeks off next July. And I said, well, can you speak to the owner or to your boss? She goes, well, I am my boss.
Oh, goodness.
And I said, see what you're willing to give yourself? And her husband said, seriously, did you hear what you said? So she's coming. And she's not just going to come to that. She goes, well, what do you think? And I said, well, to be honest with you, you need to be here for 60 days, and then I can tell you if you put your heart into it, you'll have the life that you deserve. And as far as working so hard all the time and being upset because you work so hard, you won't have to work hard and you'll be abundant. Remember, without abundant thinking, there is no abundancy. And if you have it, you are destroying yourself and probably your family. But just think if you were the light of your world. Just think if you were the savior that you were waiting for, the hero that you were waiting for. Just think if you actually thought. And just think if those thoughts were based on unconditional love for yourself and you knew how to stay connected to your breath and have a slight smile on your face while the rest of the world is trying to kill itself. And if you think I'm exaggerating, then you're not even awake yet. And you will awaken, but I hope that it's not because somebody just scared you half to death.
Yep. And Carnes Donald says, severe eczema on my 3-year-old.
Yeah,
Won't use doctor creams.
Well, why don't you? Well, you're poisoning your child, and why don't you read what's in those creams? And do you actually think that you can push the poop back into your child? Because that's what you're doing. You're pushing the toxins back in. Remember, what is eczema? Eczema is a fungus. Where did that fungus have to come from? I guarantee you, you come on my show, come challenge me. I guarantee you that little child was, while the mother was pregnant, she was on antibiotics, or that child got hit with antibiotics that when it was born, it went in and wiped out its good bacteria. And then what happened is the yeast inside the child's bowel turned into fungus. It drilled holes through its intestines. And now that fungus, there's so much fungus in that child that it's coming to the surface. And eczema will become arthritis. And understand, if you want to help that child, then you're going to get silver bullet gel, you're going to get C60, and you're going to get iodine, infinite iodine spray. And then what you're going to do, you don't have to. If it was my child, that's what it would have. And guess what? At 3 years old, why are you feeding it the food you're feeding it? Take a look at the diet. And don't tell me you're not giving it any flour, any sugar, any dairy. And the reality is, too, is this. Why aren't you giving that little child a warm water enema with tummy love in it to get rid of the putrefaction that's sitting there rotting in that little 3-year-old's large intestine? Because you don't know any better, because you're not supposed to. And you're not supposed to know how to look after that child. You're supposed to freak out and go get the creams, and those creams are either are antibiotic or they're steroid. And I'm not really sure how treating the skin is going to treat the child within.
Exactly.
And guess what? It's not your fault. And you are a beautiful father. And I just told you. So now, if you want, you can try this, and then you can tell the world I'm wrong or right. But I just want the child to be happy, because I don't want to be right. What if I can stop working? You do know I could retire. You do know that I could just shut my mouth, and I would like to. You may not believe that. But she knows me good enough.
Sure do.
I want to be out of a job, because guess what? I have a whole world to see. Okay? And I love my life. But I know one thing. You can't turn your back on the human race.
No.
And you cannot turn your back on other human beings, because we all came from the same place. We're going to return to the same place. And if we're not coming together as a universal nation, then there it is. And if I ever hear anybody telling me that they're going to war again on this planet because they need to go after some country, I think I'll just throw up.
Yep.
Okay, so are you done going to war with yourself, your family, your neighbors, and then, you're going to fly to another country and murder someone you don't even know? Don't you Happy New Year me. Don't you Happy New Year. I want to hear about happy moments every moment for every living person, and that you respect everyone. And until you get to look at that person in the eye, you won't ever try to make them cry or die. And that's the deal. Yeah, and I'm not angry. But sometimes I have to get a little bit dramatic, because if I didn't do this, I wanted to be an actor. No, I'm kidding.
I've done acting before.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're acting right now. You're acting like a practitioner.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And you're acting like somebody that wants to love herself.
Yes.
And we're all actors. And guess what? Wouldn't it be great if you were the star of your own movie, your life? And wouldn't it be great if you were the writer and you actually wrote the story where the hero comes out of the jungle to save everyone, and first yourself? Wouldn't it be great if you directed yourself throughout the day, every moment, and you produced the life that you've always wanted? And then you shined that light on everyone else, and you left everyone else alone, because guess what? How's it working trying to fix people with a broken personality?
That's right.
And I'm not here saying that I know anything. You know what? I'm just sharing what I think I know. And I mean that. I'm not trying to be a smarty right now.
And I'm sharing what I've been through, because I've come from one completely different life of pain to now.
Yeah.
Wow. It
Yeah.
really is phenomenal, guys. Your body can do anything. if you choose to do it.
Yes. So let me just, we're going to have to wrap things up.
Yep.
I was going to do a show tomorrow, like I said, but I think everybody's had enough of me for 1 year. I will do it next week on Wednesday. I'm going to shoot for noon. We'll do Get the Cork Out, Flush the Pounds, Lighten the Load. We'll put a couple of my diagrams up here, and then I'm going to go through the domino effect of how we get in such a mess. Let me see here. For those of you who are ever thinking of wanting to maybe come and visit us, go to braveheartnation.com and you'll get lots of great information. For those of you who would like to consider flying down here, there's a group trying to put some flights from United States and Canada together. The phone number is 887-468-8885. Yeah. So that's 887-468. There's something missing there. Let me check. Anyways.
And the email address is
Thank you.
ct4r@hotmail.com. That's ct4r@hotmail.com. Just checking on the number.
Yeah.
there one
Upcoming
missing there?
events. Next Wednesday, like I said, on the 8th. Make it at noon, please. It will be at noon, and it's Get the Cork Out, Flush the Pounds, Lighten the Load. And also on Monday, I will have George Roach here for One Law, One Love. If you haven't seen that show, it can be a little controversial. It gets pulled down the minute we finish the show, and we put it on all our other places like Telegram and Bitchute and Odyssey and other ones. I can't even remember them all. Don't forget, we have the New Year's sale coming. Buy one, get the second one up to 40% off. Up to. Okay? You're really flicking around there.
There they all are.
There you go. So the places that we put our shows that are too hot to handle, and all these shows go there too. Every show we do goes on Telegram, t.me/the Doc of Detox. We put it on Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, Brighton, and SoundCloud, and also on Apple iTunes. We put our audios. So all our shows go up there as well. Our upcoming courses, if you want to know about them, go to newworldpractitioner.com. And the next one is January the 12th. And then the next course after that is February the 5th.
That's my birthday.
Is it really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's the course I told you not to take.
Ah.
But guess
That's
what?
okay, 'cause-
I know, but you're taking the January one, so you can help me with the Whole Life Coach from February 5th until the 15th, and then we get out of Dodge and we go to Acapulco for Acapulco.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, all right. So see how that works?
Excited.
Having fun yet?
Woohoo!
Having fun yet?
Woohoo!
Okay, that's good. And if you want to come with your family, or you want to come and learn how to do the Wolf non-surgical, not to be certified, but to do it on your loved ones and them do it on you, go to personaltreatmentandtraining.com. And then everybody calls me about if you have questions on courses or trainings or treatments. I mean it. You call me, okay? And we'll find out what truly is best for you. We're not going to do what's best for us. Can you please go down and leave that right there? Whoa. So okay, you're going to need to there you go. What are we going to do with him?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyways, I just want to say that I want to thank you all for giving us the opportunity.
Yes.
For us to feel that we have value. Everybody needs to feel that they are valuable, and you are. And if we can accomplish that one thing this year with you, to understand that you are the most valuable, precious thing in your life. If we can teach you how to become a brave heart for yourself, you will become the light for your family.
Oh, yes, you will.
Yeah. If it's okay, I'd like to read this. This is something we put together called the Braveheart Oath. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can, I'm healed. I'm Braveheart. Listen to me. Let's see if for one day you can unconditionally, totally love yourself, and then ask yourself how you felt. Why would it ever feel uncomfortable to totally love yourself? Why would that be? Because you've been programmed that way. Listen to me. They really ramped it up after the First World War. Okay? And then they really brought it on after the Second World War. I mean, they even took mustard gas and made it into chemotherapy. Okay, that has a what? A 3.2 success after 5 years. That's all the people that are alive after 5 years. And guess what? And people are still lining up for it. So that's why we have right now a thing called the C and the V, and why they're trying to kill you and me. Because they got us to actually create a program within our minds that we are unworthy. We're not unworthy. Welcome to planet Earth, a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure if you are ready to not bend the rules, but break them. Get rid of the rules. There's only one love and one law, and that's called unconditional self-love. If you actually think that you're going to hurt another human being by totally unconditionally loving yourself, you better buckle up, because you're in for a rough ride. I wish you a beautiful weekend, and I'm going to say Happy New Year, but I want you to have a happy new moment, not a happy new year. A happy new moment every moment. I want you to mind your own business, and I want you to be in the present moment more than 5%, because that's what 99% of the population is in the present moment, is 5%. That's why they pulled our pants down, and now they're giving it to us. But I want to tell you right now, thanks for showing up. Okay? And I want to thank my partner, Romana, for being on the show.
Thank you, Daryl. Okay. Love being here.
All right. God bless everyone. And I mean, God bless everyone. Have a beautiful day. You're worth it. 3, 2, 1.
I got this.
You certainly do. You know, it's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it.
Found Dr. Wolf and all his positivity and trying to reshape our way of thinking and help me be a better person, a better mom, better wife. I'm glad I found him in person in Ixtapa, Mexico.
Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place. We all deserve beauty in our life. You need to create a new program that is unlimited when it comes to things that are beautiful, things that make you happy, things that make you shine, things that make you feel excited. Let's get excited.
This guy's got something really interesting to say and he's sharing it really openly and we're just really not caring what other people think, and I just thought that was really empowering.
What I've learned in my life is this: To be the change you wish to be the change you wish to see, Braveheart, you have to understand you take life one step at a time.
Dr. Wolf, as many people will have seen, is very direct and straight and will take you to the edge of the cliff, as he says, and then pull you back just in time.
Never lose your focus. Never lose your dream, because you are the dream maker. It's called image, but guess what? It's your imagination. The image that you hold creates the thought that you live with. That thought creates an emotion that creates a frequency, and we know that the invisible creates the physical. I mean, that's quite obvious. So be the power that you seek, and understand something, that all your thoughts matter. And guess what? Unless you're willing to take a look at those thoughts and retrain your brain, change your personality, you'll never change your reality, and your reality could become infinite.
He's a wealth of information, and I love it.
You were created by your creator to create. So let's create something amazing together.
I found Dr. Wolf and I went, wow, here's a truth speaker. And he spoke to my soul, and he spoke truth.
So tell me what you think of the destination that I came up with my imagination to hold the whole life coach certification for you. Understand something. It's all about beauty. It's all about adventure. It's all about stimulating the mind, okay? And understanding that your mind is unlimited. And that is what the whole life coach certification is all about. In the whole life coach certification, we are going to go deeper. We have people coming to us, professionals coming to us, from doctors to nurses to accountants to oil riggers to mothers that want to expand their life. And when they come here, they go, I need to learn to help my family, or I want to improve my business. But guess what? We get into their business. When they leave, they become the change that they wish to see, that they wish to be. They become the gift to the world, because when you can stay in the present, and you can't do that until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. And I'll tell you something right now. I have hardly even found 1 out of 1,000 practitioners, or even so-called whole life coaches, that can hold the present moment and own it and then give it as a gift. And this is what I'm going to give to you. And when you come here, this is where you're going to come into this room when you need to find alignment, you need to find balance, and you need to get back into your lion heart breath, because we're going to go deep into your heart, and we're going to become the spark that you seek.
And actually what I really love about Dr. Wolf's teachings is that unconditional love is literally it. And then you're like, how can it be that easy? That's just silly. So, but it's really not.
Come play, come stay, come train with us today. Understand something. I know we have fear, but understand, that's just false evidence appearing real. I get it. Stick your toe in, feel the water, but then I want you to dive right in, because
How I found my brave heart was through Daryl. He really teaches you to go within and go in through your heart and not your mind, because your heart's a lot more connected to so much more than your mind. Your mind is just so conditioned, and your heart is just so open and beautiful.
you're the answer that you've been looking for. Let me teach you how to fly. What does that mean? First, love yourself, Braveheart. Let's take life in and win.
I had just lost my husband a couple of years ago. With his passing, he gave me the greatest gift to love myself. But Dr. Wolf gave me the greatest gift in understanding that.
I had a dream 3 years ago that I would live in Mexico and I would have this training center, this teaching center, this treatment center that would touch the world. Your dreams are never too big. And when they start to create a little bit of anxiety, turn them into excitement. and get excited because this is your life.
He's the first doctor that I have encountered that has truly given me the truth, and not just half truths, but the full truth. So it's been revolutionary for me in my healing process.
And this, my friend, when you take on the dream of all dreams and you realize that if you stay connected to your breath, that you can have it all. Do not let anybody take your breath away. Do not let anybody steal your dream, okay? Listen, God gave you imagination. This is your sandbox of life. Take your life back. Right now, we are teaching courses to people that have come from all over the world, and the government is saying you can't travel, you can't breathe, you can't have this, you can't come together. Yes, we will. And we will do it with unconditional love for each other. And we will learn to grow. We will not judge each other. We'll observe and see where we can support each other. But at the same time, we will hold the Braveheart line, because this is the only way that we can grow. So find your roar, because you're so much more. And learn this. You are the unconditional love that you've been looking for. You are the dream maker. I can't wait to see you. We want to become that small piece of the puzzle that brings your dream together. Thank you. Let me ask you a question. What do you think it would take to turn your life around? I can tell you right now, I learned that a long time ago, what the key was. And anybody that has been able to perfect the perfect day on an emotional, physical, and spirit level knows this. The answer is massive, personal action. That's what it's going to take for you to turn your life around. And to turn your life around, you're going to have to go within if you want to change without. And that's the bottom line. And you know, people think that they can do it like with a consultation, or maybe they can do it with a telephone call or a Band-Aid or a 911 emergency, a treatment. But understand, that's not the way it is. The day that you realize that when you master your mind is the only time you're going to master your body. Forget your life. That's always going to be just random luck until you know that you must become the master of your day. From the moment you rise until you gently close your eyes, you must be the only authority for you. And if you think that getting an hour consultation is going to do it, it's not. If you think that going for therapy is going to do it, it's not. You have to submerge yourself into what we would call the personal treatment and training. And you need to do that from anywhere from 6 days to 10 days, or you need to come for my whole life coach certification, because if you don't go in deep, you'll never make changes. They say it takes 10,000 times for you to repeat something before it becomes a prominent, dominant thought. And if you understood that 70 to 90% of all your thoughts are not yours, and they say that 70% of your thoughts are toxic, tell me they're not. Take a look at the majority of the population. 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means the body is attacking itself. Before that, though, the person was attacking themselves on a subconscious, unconscious level. And that, my friend, is the bottom line, and why you must take a personal treatment and training and go deep and understand how to run your life. What that means is learning how to think, how to drink, how to eat, and knowing when somebody is mistreating you, when someone is disrespecting you, because until you honor and respect yourself, no one else is going to do it. So understand, this is your life. If you want to live your passion and purpose, then you must become the master of your mind to become the master of your body so that you can become the light for your family. So please, consider this. You've got the time and you've got the money, because you're going to change the rest of your life for the rest of your life, and that's my guarantee to you.